Hi guys, and welcome to a video about one of the most, I guess, sought after games that you can get on the Sega Saturn, and that is Psychic Killer Tarumaro. To give it its proper name, Shinrei Satsushi Tarumaro. And I want to do a video because there's a lot of videos on YouTube about the gameplay. Even though I want to do a gameplay, I want to show you a bit more about what the game looks like, packaging wise, the options, and hopefully give you a little bit more than what you generally see on YouTube. The reason I've been looking at this game for a couple of years now, and it's not one of the, it's obviously one of those games that is, you know, quite renowned for being very, very expensive, and I didn't take it on board very lightly that I'd just go out and buy it. You know, I thought about it for a long, long time before picking it up, and it took me a while to save up some money for it. You know, I didn't just go out and buy it on a whim. It's a very expensive game, and it's a very expensive kind of investment, in fact, you know. So, yeah, I've been looking at it for a few years, and, you know, the first time I saw it, it was through, you know, YouTube, obviously, that I came across it. And, you know, I've had my Sega Saturn for over a year now, and I've kind of thought that, you know, I think I've pretty much established myself, or thought to myself, like, I'm pretty much a Sega Saturn collector now, games collector. So it's definitely one of those games I always really wanted to add to my collection when I thought about collecting for the system. You know, it's not a game that I've known about for years and years. You know, before I got a Sega Saturn, I pretty much learned about it when I picked up a Japanese Sega Saturn and looking at the Japanese software for it. So when I discovered it, it was definitely one of those games that I thought, wow, you know, despite the price, it looks actually quite good and interesting, and, you know, people, you know, talk a lot about it, and I always wanted to see what it was like for myself. So, you know, I picked up a copy eventually, and yeah, I just want to basically show you, you know, what the game, you know, give you my opinion about what the game's about, how I feel about it. Despite the price that I paid for it, I didn't pay that much for it, and I'll tell you how much I paid for it. You know, the game goes, you know, for a couple $100, but I'd say I'd got a good price on it. What I paid was £165, and I got a game in great condition. You know, it's a great condition game, obviously, because hopefully, you know, it's been looked after. It came from Japan, so, you know, those guys like to look after their games and things. And I think for what it is, I think it's a worthwhile investment at that price. I was never ever paid, you know, I was never ever willing to pay over £200 for a game. No game probably is worth more than 100, you could argue, but I think for what this is game-wise, like rarity, and it's a bit of history, to be honest, I think it was worth the investment. It's a fun game to play. It's not like when I picked up Radiant Silvergun, you know, that had a lot of kind of, you know, what should I say, critique, and like, not critique. It was well renowned, and playing that game against playing this game, you know, this game's a lot shorter. It's not as long as Radiant Silvergun. Like, I play Radiant Silvergun and I'll play it for like at least an hour before I complete it. This game's a lot shorter but costs as much. But I take that into consideration in the fact that it's so rare, and, you know, it's a game that probably wasn't fully completed. There's a few aspects of it, gameplay wise, that probably weren't completed, but you'll see that when I do a gameplay of it. I've actually done a full gameplay walkthrough of the game. Not a walkthrough, but a playthrough. I'm going to upload it after this video. It's a 40-minute video, so that gives you a rough idea of how long the game is. But I've got a full commentary and a full gameplay, so you'll see all the levels, all the bosses, and, you know, I'll talk throughout it and tell you what I think about it and what does what and how it works and everything. So definitely check that video out after this one. This video is pretty much to kind of introduce what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you the game itself. I haven't even shown you it yet. This is it. This is Psychic Killer Tarumaro. and what I'm going to do, I'm going to switch the camera around, give you a good close-up of the game, the CD itself, the manual, all the gubbins and stuff like that, just to give you a nice close look, because there's not a lot of videos on YouTube that actually does this. So, you know, I guess it's a game that not a lot of people are going to actually own. I guess a lot of people play it through the emulator or emulation, but, you know, again, it's one of those things on YouTube that you don't come across very often. So I'd like to show you my copy, show you what it looks like. I'm going to also show you like the options. I've done a video about the options and the menu and the settings, and you know what they're all about and how to understand them. So I hope you find it very informative. So yeah, definitely remember to check out my next upload. Is going to be the actual full walkthrough of the full game, so you'll see all the stages. So I hope you enjoy it, and yeah, guys, I'll see you then. Take care for now.
Right then, guys, this is my copy of Psychic Killer Taromaru. So I want to give you a nice close-up of the game case itself, and just show you the sides and everything, just so you get an idea of what it looks like on all angles. Again, it's not something you really see on YouTube every day, so being such a rare game, I just want to give you an idea of actually what it does fully look like. So on the rear spine here, you've got the Japanese name here, and just the game number there, and on the other side you get the English translation, which is Shinrei Jusatsushi Taromaru, and that's the correct spelling as well, because I think there's a lot of incorrect spellings around this floating around the internet and YouTube. So this is how you spell it. So there's the front and the back of the game case here, with some screenshots just of the game here, and some various bosses. So yeah, let's crack it open and have a look inside of the disc itself, shall we? Okay, so it's a really beautifully printed disc. You can see Taromaru on the front there. And it's got this kind of half print on the top side of the disc here. Really nice condition disc. Not many marks on there. You can see me in the reflection. Sorry about that. So yeah, there's the disc itself. Again, yeah, one of the more nicely printed discs. Now there's a bit of bad news with this, unfortunately. The spine card for this game has been lost, so I don't actually have it, unfortunately, which some may say may devalue it, but I don't really think so. I do have a registration card for the game, and that looks like this. It's in pristine condition, it's just one crease in there going down the middle, so just as new. And what you do get as well with the game, if you get it complete, you should get this sticker as well. And it's just a little fun little sticker. It's got Taromaru and Enkai on there, and you can see the little health kind of Japanese food and one of the little bug enemies there. It's a nice little sticker. Okay, so yeah, let's take a look at the manual as well. There's a few nice bits of artwork in here. So this game, story-wise, basically is actually quite similar to, you know, the typical kind of hero and princess kind of thing. You know, Taromaru is the main character, and effectively his girlfriend gets kidnapped, so he goes on a quest to rescue her, and he takes this basic story tells you that he takes a companion with him, Enkai, and it's some nice artwork on this page as well. So the manual basically just sets out the storyline, the character profiles, how to basically move, what does what, the targeting system, which features, you know, is the main kind of aspect of the game. It's very different to your normal kind of, you know, side-scrolling platformer to have this kind of targeting system. So it makes it effectively more like a shoot 'em up. This basically tells you here how you can take control of characters by using your spiritual psychic ability. This tells you about the health and the kind of power-ups to get an extra life. There's a special one. If you're playing as Tarumaru, you get a Tarumaru style character. If you play as Enkai, you get a Enkai kind of one-up life character. As usual, controls and, you know, heads-up display information, telling you what does what and where it is. It's a nice colour manual as well. It's very well done, some nice artwork. Got a couple of character profiles here now. So here's the one for Tarumaru himself, and the next one is Enkai. So I guess just some informative pages here about some tactical manoeuvres and how to defeat bosses and some tips and things like that. And there you go, there's the option controller menu, which I've done a video for. I'll be showing you what's what with that straight after this video. And that's pretty much it. There's a little cartoon storyboard at the back, which I'm sure is quite amusing. And that's it. That's the booklet for Tarumaru. So yeah, I hope you guys find this informative and interesting. I'm going to switch over now and I'm going to go through and show you a video of the options menu in the actual game. Okay, so what we're going to do is firstly just take a look at the options menu really and just go through it. It's probably something, like I said, hasn't been shown on YouTube before, so hopefully I'll be showing you stuff that you haven't seen or know about this game. So you click on start. You don't have many like extras and different modes on this. You've got your 1-player and 2-player game. Once you complete the game, you open up something called ranking, which is kind of like a score or time attack kind of mode. So you get 1 life or 1 credit continue, and you basically see how far you can get on that 1 credit. And once you die, it kind of clocks your time and ranks you. So that's what that is. Let's go into the options and I'll go through the different settings and show you what there is. So if you play this game, you'll see that it's in Japanese obviously, so probably won't be very easy to understand what's going on with these options, so I'll tell you what they are. So over here in the red on the far right, what you start with is your difficulty setting. So there's 3 levels of difficulty. You've got your easy mode, you've got medium difficulty, and this is hard difficulty. So you press up and down to scroll through these. So the one at the very top is easy, then you've got medium difficulty, and then you've got hard difficulty. Next one here in red, this is basically like your attack power or your kind of life or level, if that makes sense. So it kind of, when you play the game, you can see your life bar on the screen,
and this basically turns it on and off. So you can have it displayed, turned on or turned off. So you've got two options there. This number here, these numbers, this next one is, you can see you've got the Chinese, Japanese characters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is just your life stock basically. You can choose how many lives you want to play with. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, that's all that is. The next one here is just sound. Sound settings. So for the game, for the TV, you can have it on stereo mode or mono. That's all that is. This one here, this option here, this is for like testing, for sound testing. So you can scroll through. You can see the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, so on. For sound effects here, so you can just scroll through and listen to various sound effects and music and stuff like that. And the last kind of option here you've got is just for your controller setting. Unfortunately with this game, I think that's one of the bad things about it, that you can't really edit your controller that much. You've got about 5, how many you got? We've got 5 different kind of variations on your button layout. So basically using the the A, B and C buttons on the controller, you can basically switch up your moves. So the default is this setting. So with the A button being your how should I say, okay, so with the A button being your button that you've got 2 different attacks in the game. So you've got your main kind of shooting attack, and you've got another attack for your psychic ability. So you can make characters, you know, join your side. You can, you know, psychically control them, which is why it's called Psychic Assassin or Psychic Killer. So the A button basically shoots kind of like a psychic power which helps you control them. You don't control them, but it makes that enemy come on your side and they fight for you effectively. So the A button does that. The B button is your normal regular attack, shoot button, and your C button is your jump. You can actually use the 3 buttons above, the X, Y and Z buttons, and the way they work is when you use your A button, which is the move that controls your enemies, that shoots your psychic ability, once you have that person under your control, based on the X button, you can destroy them. So the X button will make them kill themselves, like a suicide, if you want to get rid of the character. And the Z button will make them kind of explode, so you can effectively use them as a bomb. I find that quite handy when playing. So the reason I shoot the A button to use my psychic ability to take control of the characters is so I can use Z and use them as effectively like a bomb, and it will help you clear the screen of the enemy, so it's quite useful for that. The Y button is used, you've got like a defensive attack, so Y button is used to block or kind of, you know, enable your shield. So Taromaru has a kind of like a shield orb. When you press Y, it kind of glows around him for a second, and Enkai has he kind of uses his staff to whip it around in a circle to use it as like a defensive block attack. So you press your Y button to use those. Unfortunately, you can't change those button layouts, so that's why I think it's, you know, you can only change the A, B and C button configurations here. So yeah, what I find is it's my favourite setting is this one here, where you actually use the air button as your main shoot, your B button as your jump attack, and your C button as your psychic ability. So yeah, that's the setting I have it basically, and that's pretty much it. That's the options menu there.